Hello, I am Mac, at least for today, and everything's going to be okay. Yep, I'm back in No Man's Sky. I dusted it off and decided to do a video. It's the beginning of June, and we know that No Man's Sky Beyond update is coming out sometime in the summer, and June is the first month of the summer, so I decided it was high time for another No Man's Sky speculation video. And I've got some things to discuss. Tomorrow is the beginning of E3. It is June 10th when I'm recording this, and June 11th is the first day of E3. And now I'm not saying that there's going to be news about No Man's Sky at E3. I do have some suspicions though. And some people are going to groan because pretty much every year people think that there's going to be news about No Man's Sky at E3, and there hasn't been, every year since No Man's Sky came out. The reason some people still think that is because, No Man's Sky, of course, was originally announced and shown off at E3 several years before No Man's Sky came out, but of course now there hasn't been anything about No Man's Sky at E3 every year. And I myself am one of those people that groan when people say, oh, we might get news about No Man's Sky at E3, because of course we never do anymore. But the reason I'm saying this now is because some things happened that are making me suspect that maybe there will be some news. Maybe not necessarily at E3, but during E3, having to do with No Man's Sky, and let me tell you why. Now, all of this is just hearsay. It's all just kind of rumors, speculation, and suspicions that I have, and I'm not going to quote anyone directly, but on the Atlas CSD discussion forum, which I still frequent, there's been some discussion about, Waking Titan being over. For one thing, I should say, and I don't know if very many people have talked about this, but all, or pretty much all, of the Waking Titan websites have gone offline. And that could be a signal that Waking Titan really is over for good. And that probably is the case. There probably is no more Waking Titan. The funny thing, though, is right about when that happened, one of the leaders of Alison Smith, like the main person who was in charge of Waking Titan, I'm not going to say their name, I don't know their real name, but I'm not going to say their forum name either, because I don't want to quote them directly or say that they said anything that they didn't actually say. However, that person did comment several times on that thread when we were discussing Waking Titan Open, mainly because people were claiming that not all of the Atlas passes were sent out. Like, people were saying, oh, well, we kept track of how many Atlas passes were reported, and there's like way too many Atlas passes, because there was supposed to be 10,000 of the original type of Atlas pass given out. And people on the discussion thread were saying that, oh, there's definitely not 10,000 that were sent out. There's a whole bunch unaccounted for. They haven't all been sent. But this leader of Waking Titan, who's confirmed, it definitely wasn't a troll. We know for sure that it is the real person that leads Waking Titan or led Waking Titan and is a leader of Alison Smith, the company that made the Waking Titan alternate reality game. This person came on and confirmed that yes, all 10,000 Atlas passes has been sent out. So that is something that is now confirmed from the mouth of the Alison Smith people. So if there's still any speculation that not all 10,000 of the original Atlas passes were sent out, we now know for sure all of them were sent out. Not all of them were accounted for, because not everybody gets on Reddit, not everybody reported them on their spreadsheet. And we knew that. We knew there were a lot of people that weren't going to be connected to those social medias and report them. But we now know for sure that all 10,000 Atlas passes have been sent out. And I can't can't leave my base because this dumb storm keeps going. But we now know that all the 10,000 passes have been sent out. However, there was also supposed to be some special edition Atlas passes sent out, and this will get back to E3 eventually, I promise, but there were supposed to be some special Atlas passes sent out when as rewards for Waking Titans Season 2 that we had last year. And I brought that up. I said, well, what happened to the special Atlas passes that were supposed to be sent out after Season 2? And this leader of Alison Smith confirmed that we did send out, they said we, meaning Alison Smith, sent out 25 of the special edition Atlas passes. However, they did not get any feedback about it. So none of the 25 people that got the special edition Atlas passes reported it on Reddit or the Atlas CSD discussion forum or anything like that. So there's been no YouTube videos of anyone opening the special edition Atlas passes. So unfortunately, we may never get to see those Atlas passes because whoever got them didn't show them. However, this person also said that they have another 25 of the special edition Atlas passes that they may still send out. And hopefully, whoever is the lucky people that get those 25 passes, somebody in there will actually report it and show pictures of them on Reddit or somewhere, Twitter, so that we'll actually get to see what the special edition Atlas passes look like. And it would be even better if, you know, one of them could make a YouTube video of them opening it or something like that. But anyway, they may be sending out some more of the special edition Atlas passes. Now, this person did not confirm or deny whether Waking Titan was over and if we're ever going to have Waking Titan again. In fact, this person said something that made me suspect there's a possibility that there will be another Waking Titan someday. And what that is something I said after the whole Atlas Pass discussion. I posted, because I went on the Alison Smith website, because that got me curious, if Alison Smith are finally talking about Waking Titan again. So I went onto the Alison Smith website. Alison Smith is an alternate reality game making company, in case you're wondering. On their website, like on the front page of their website, there was an article about Waking Titan. And so I went and I read it, and it basically said everything that happened in Waking Titan Season 1 and 2. And it was all in past tense, and it made it sound like, well, Waking Titan is over now. This is this ARG that we did. There were like 800,000 some participants, as far as they know, and all this stuff. So I posted that on the thread on Atlas CSD and said, well, it looks like there's this website or this article on the Alison Smith website that's talking about Waking Titan, but it's in past tense. It's like a post-mortem. Looks like Waking Titan is definitely over for good, I said. And then this person posted again, replied to my post, the Alison Smith leader, replied and said, don't read too much into that. And then they went on to say something about how they said I wanted to get that article out before we went to E3. And that was really strange to me. I was like, what does E3 have anything to do with you putting out an article about Waking Titan? And they made it sound like, we just wanted to make sure we got all of our website stuff done before we go to E3. But, and earlier in the thread, this person made reference to E3, that they're going to be going to E3. So Alison Smith, the company, I guess, is going to be at E3. And I'm not sure exactly why. Now, Alison Smith, they do alternate reality games, and they've been at PAX before. Now, they do have like a Steam game, so I guess that kind of relates them to Electronics Entertainment Expo. I'm not sure exactly why a company like Alison Smith would be at E3, because they mainly just do ARGs, which are on the internet, but they're not exactly a software or a video game, but like I said, they do have one or more games on Steam. And this really makes me suspicious because in Waking Titans Season 2, Alison Smith were at PAX. I forget if it was PAX East or what, but they were at PAX, and that's when we had one of the ARG events during Waking Titans Season 2. There was Alison Smith were there. They had their own like meetings talking about alternate reality games, but there was an agent that was supposedly from the fictional company involved in the ARG that ended up, well, actually it was one of the enforcers, one of like the security guard people. They were given a pin drive to give to somebody if approached about it. So I don't think the enforcers were actually people hired by Alison Smith or not, but anyway, Alison Smith, when they went to PAX, passed on some materials for the alternate reality game, and that led to, more information about it and so on. So it makes me suspicious that this person from Alison Smith is like twice in that thread about Waking Titan possibly being over, they mentioned that they are going to E3. So it's like they were dropping hints saying, hey, we're going to E3. They didn't come out and say anything, and like I said, this is all just hearsay, and I'm not quoting saying that they definitely did something or are saying anything, but it does make me suspicious. Wow, a double rainbow. That's awesome. I've never seen one. It does make me suspicious that this Alison Smith person keeps dropping hints about E3 in this thread about Waking Titan being over. It's almost as if they're saying, hey, something is about to happen, so don't give up, keep watching. But, like I said, I'm not saying for sure that's the case. But I am saying we should pay attention to E3 just in case there is something having to do with Hello Games. Now, at the same time, I'm not saying for sure something will be at E3, but it's also possible that we will just get some news about No Man's Sky during E3. And the reason I say that is because we got, I believe the very first information about No Man's Sky Beyond came out, I'm trying to remember. I'm going to get this wrong. I should have done some research before I did this, but I'm trying to think. When we got the information, when the original announcement of the Beyond update came out, I believe, no, it was before. GDC was when we got the information about VR. It was before GDC that we got the information about No Man's Sky Beyond. So No Man's Sky Beyond announced a few weeks before GDC, and then at GDC, Sean Murray spoke, and then they released the information about No Man's Sky VR because some people got to demo No Man's Sky VR at GDC, and that information was released after the non-disclosure agreements were lifted. So yeah, that's just another thing that makes me suspect that we might get some No Man's Sky news during E3, because they did kind of link the announcement. Basically, they announced Beyond right before GDC because they knew they were going to be showing it off, and then they announced the second part of No Man's Sky Beyond VR at GDC or during GDC. So that's the only other thing that makes me suspect we might get some news during E3. Now, like I said, I do not think that anyone from Hello Games is going to be at E3. I think, if someone from Hello Games was going to be at E3, I think we would have heard about it from now. So I don't think anyone is going to be there. But we do know that Alison Smith will be there. And I don't know. It's possible that Hello Games, Sean Murray, may have asked or hired the people of Alison Smith to do something at E3. again, I'm not saying this is for sure. I'm just saying, based on things that I've heard on the discussion forum, I suspect this now. So yeah, that's basically all the information that I have, all the suspicions and speculation I have. I'm not confirming anything. I'm not even really predicting anything. I'm just saying that I have a suspicion. So that's about it. What do you all think? Do you think we'll get any information at or during E3? There may not be anything happen at E3 involving No Man's Sky, but maybe during E3, since it is a big time that there's a lot of electronic entertainment news, Sean Murray might decide to finally make the announcement of the third feature of No Man's Sky Beyond. We know that No Man's Sky Online and No Man's Sky VR is going to be in the Beyond update. We don't know the third one still. So, what do you all think? Do you think that we might finally get the third feature of No Man's Sky? Whoa. I didn't know I could rotate the camera like that. That's cool. Do you think we'll finally get the information on the third feature of No Man's Sky during E3, or is it going to be after that? Either way, summer's almost here, and we will get No Man's Sky Beyond sometime this summer, hopefully sooner than later. But there is some possibility something might happen during E3. We'll just have to wait and find out. So anyway, I've been Mac. Thank you for joining me for a day. And remember, everything is going to be okay.